Yes, guys! Welcome back to yet another episode of the Bootcast Podcast. As always, I am your host, Justin, and I am surrounded by my fellow co-hosts and our unofficial kind of third co-host, Noah Kavanaugh. Noah, since you're the guest, how are you doing today, sir?
Great, man. It's only halfway through my day here in Melbourne, so feeling good.
Very nice, very nice. Colby, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, Justin. It's not to put a damper on this podcast, it was been a heavy week, man.
Yeah.
The news of Diogo Jota and freaking yesterday, Musiala's foot was going the wrong way. So,
Dude.
And then just now, freaking USA lost. Like, I was like, dang, man, this is all
So
crappy.
there was a little bit of sunshine at the end of it, then. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, for you.
No, yeah, it's been a weird week, man. We had that. We had Jota. Obviously, that was horrible. You know, we didn't get to talk about it last. Did we talk about it last week, or did it happen right after?
I think it happened right after. Yeah.
After we recorded. Yeah, horrible. And then everything that's going on in Texas has been terrible. So it's been a weird week.
Yeah.
It's been a weird week. Matt, how are you doing today, sir?
Not too bad. Had a relaxing Sunday. We had off this week, so yeah, just chilled out.
Very nice. Okay, cool. All right, well, this is going to be a special episode. Now, this is going to be the GOAT Boot Bracket episode. And so how this works is I sent the guys, I said, hey, send me your top 10. Like, I don't care why it's your top 10. You don't have to put them in order. Just give me 10 boots. And basically the rules was just no remakes and, like, don't make it, like, colorway dependent. Just give me the boot itself. So they sent me boots. And there was a few repeating, so I deleted those. And then that's where I put in I think I had, like, 7. So there's a couple of mentions on here that some people may not love. But we'll get there, and we'll cross that bridge when we get here. So now how this is going to work is we're going to go kind of in like a serpentine order. And we're just going to go, so it'll be like, Colby, you're first, then Matt, and they'll go Noah, and then Noah, Matt, Colby. And how it works is you have numbers 1 through 32. Just give me 2 numbers. So that's all you're going to do. So you just pick 2 numbers. I've got them randomly kind of assorted. You give me those 2 numbers. Those 2 go head to head. We'll kind of explain. And then we have to come to like a democratic agreement of which boot moves on to the next round. Does that make sense? So you could, like, depending on how you guys pick numbers, I'm not picking numbers, but how you guys pick numbers, like 2 epic boots could go like head to head, like at the beginning. Like hypothetically could be like Hyper Venom Phantom 3 and Hyper Venom Phantom 1, and it's like, oh crap, and one of them's gonna get lost. So we're gonna keep going all the way until we get to our GOAT boot. Makes sense?
I think so.
Everybody
Sounds
good?
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
Okay. So Colby, give me 2 numbers between 1 and 32.
Let's go 3 and 14.
3 and 14. Okay, so number 3, we have the Predator Absolute.
Okay.
And then number 14, we have the Legend 8.
Ooh.
Oh, man. I know what everybody else's answer is
Yeah.
going to be.
Yeah, okay. So, I think that the Legend 8 is actually kind of an underrated pred. You know, it was kind of like the pinnacle of, like, technology that you could do in a leather pred. It had, quad fit, the hyper
Are we
stability.
talking Tiempo? Or
Tiempo,
the
Legend
Tiempo.
8. Yeah, Tiempo Legend
Okay.
8. So it had quad fit. It had the embossed leather, super thin, the hyper stability sole plate. But come on, man, it's the Predator Absolute. Like,
Dude, I know.
come on, it's like one of the best prints ever.
Yeah.
So for context with this, you're picking the 2 boots. Are you telling us who put each boot and then they
Nope.
have to we have to debate each other, or is it just like
we just all debate? So I'm gonna pick
Which are
like,
those boots?
Yeah. So we
Okay,
kind of
okay.
discuss each one. I'm gonna pick Pred Absolute, so it's like a vote, and then you guys each cast a vote. And again, we have to at least have like a majority rule to for those boots to move on. So I'm gonna go with Pred Absolute because it's arguably one of my favorite, if not my favorite Pred to actually play. And anybody start talking?
I'm gonna go Pred Absolute too, just because it's my favorite Pred when it comes to just nostalgia and looks.
Okay. Noah, you've been quiet.
Yeah, I think this one's pretty easy for me just because of the history, and we didn't really like Tiempo 8 was great. People loved it, but I think there is an argument to be made that Tiempo 8 is like the next in line behind Tiempo 10 as like not a Tiempo.
Right.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So
Whoa.
performance-wise, Tiempo 8's excellent. No doubt about it. Like, I think excellent football boot. I loved that boot. Very comfortable. But if you look at like the most Tiempo, and in terms of heritage for the name, Tiempo 8 for me is number 2 on the list. Tiempo 10 obviously being like way higher than everything else is like, that's not a Tiempo anymore. Tiempo 8's like the next on that list. So that's why that's my reasoning for going with the absolute.
Okay. Wow, I've never heard that, but that makes a lot of sense when you explain it that way.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Now, Colby, this is your hill to die on.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna die on this hill. I'm gonna back my boy. I mean, I know, like, obviously, the obvious answer here. Like, I couldn't have picked a worse opponent than the absolutes, but like, dude, like, objectively, like, the Tiempo 8 was comfortable. The quad fit, like, the ping you got off that boot was just so good. The hyper stability sole plate is amazing. It was my favorite of all the Tiempo plates. Maybe after the 5, but yeah. I'll die on this hill. Like, democracy rules. Absolute's gonna move on, but yeah, staying right here.
Now, do you still have your white and silver ones?
No, I couldn't, dude. I could not.
You sold those?
I could not get the stomach to like actually wear those. I'm actually looking at a pair of red ones right now on eBay, so we'll see.
Wow, I cannot believe you.
They were so
actually
pristine,
sold
dude.
those,
I couldn't.
bro.
They were so pristine.
That's like
Couldn't do
I
it.
know. That's why I thought for sure you would keep them because they were
Yeah.
so like whoa.
Well, I would pull them out. I'd put them in my bag, and I'd be like, I can't do this. Like they're too nice. I don't know if y'all have ever had that problem, but I was just like once I wear these, like it's over. You know what I mean?
It's done.
It's done.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay. Okay. Cool. So the Pred Absolute is moving on. No surprise to anybody. Now, next one, Matt. Give me 2 numbers.
Let's do 1 and 20.
1 and 20. Okay. So for number 1, we have the 2010 leather F50.
Let's go.
And then for 20, we have the Legend 4.
Oh
Ooh.
fuck.
See, I told you.
I've got the elite was on my +1 list.
Let's go.
I
Yeah.
have both.
Hell yeah. That
God.
clash color is so sick.
But this is the boot that I feel like you did, Colby, with your last pair. Like every time I go to wear these, I just like take them off after I see like a little bit of scuffing. I'm like, nope.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. It's like mentally, it's like no. Can't do it.
Can't do it.
It's just
Leather
too
food
good.
after every single wear.
Yep.
Matt's going to those guys like in the mall. Like, can you clean these? Can you put that spray on them so they don't get dirty? Yeah, I think this is easy for me. I'm gonna go Legend 4. Like the 2010, especially the leather F50 is just like, nah, in my opinion. I don't care for that boot. It's like on a personal.
fair.
I don't care for it. Are we all
Legend
going
4.
Legend 4?
Absolutely.
Okay. Wow, this is going by way quicker than I thought. Okay, so Noah.
However, okay,
Oh,
wait.
hold on.
Wait, I didn't give
Oh.
an answer yet.
Oh, we didn't give
Yeah,
it.
we gotta-
Oh, everybody get
No.
quiet.
Yeah, because this is one of the harder decisions for me. I'll be honest.
You got to delegate who's talking.
Yeah.
Just whoever. It's just vibes. This is a vibes episode.
That's fair.
No,
fair.
you go first. Since
Yeah,
you
you
said
can go.
something.
I think I'll talk about the same. Like Tiempo 4 is one of the most Tiempos. Like it has such good heritage. I think every single person who wears that boot or wore that boot in period absolutely loved it. And furthermore, there's so many pros now who have that sole plate still.
Right.
And
Yep.
so it's like the kind of the ongoing proof that boot is what it should be or is what it is. And that being said, though, if you consider that the leather F50 was the lightest leather boot on the market by an absolute landslide and kind of the era that brought us into, there's also, I think, an argument to be made. I mean, look, I'm a Tiempo guy, like Tiempo 4 100% of the way. However, I do think there is an argument to be made that the F50, maybe not in the leather edition, to your point, but like at least the 2010 F50 line is like pretty influential as far as where the boot market went after that point.
I would agree to that. Now, if this was a regular 2010, I think it'd have been a tighter battle. But for me, The best thing that the leather one did was it had leather on the toe, but it also came up through the instep, which they kind of started getting quickly away from as the F50 went on. So I think that was one of its strongest points, but I think overall, I think that the synthetic out of those two was just like such a pinnacle speed boot for me that it's kind of hard to be. Yeah. It's kind of like the leather's like, it's like kind of like ugly stepbrother. You're like, get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. Still is a good football boot. It's just not like what the Tiempo 4 is. Right.
Yeah. For sure. Now, Matt, these are your two babies. I think you submitted both of these.
This is like choosing between my children. This is tough because I feel like both these boots have withstood the test of time. You can still wear them today and, you know, have a great experience in them. But if I'm going with one of them, I think I have to go Legend 4, just because I think if I'm going to pick one for the rest of my life and I can only wear either one, I think the Tiempo is going to give me more like bang for my buck, if that makes sense.
Okay. That's a good.
Also in period too, like if we're talking like in period back in 2010, Legend, when was Legend 4? Legend 4 was high school for me.
2012.
That was high school for me too. That was like 2012. Yeah.
Okay, so put 2012, let's say 2012, 2011, you put on a brand new pair of F50s, you put on a brand new pair of Tiempos and wear them until they die. The Tiempo is lasting like 900 times longer than the F50.
For sure.
100%.
Yeah.
For sure. And it just looks, I think like the Legend 4 just looks so good. Like every colorway that came out and that boot is just like, woo.
They're all like elegant and classy, but also modern in some way. It's
exactly. And it was like, it's like just, and especially once they did the Elite Legend 4, like that was like, ooh.
Yeah, bro, this boot.
Yeah,
dude. Yes.
That's the one.
Yep. All the white ones with like a different color look fantastic in my opinion. Like the red and the blue too.
Yeah,
great.
Very good. Okay, Noah, it's your two numbers.
Ooh, let's go number 17 and number 30. Number 17 and number 30.
17 and 30. Okay, so for 17, we have the 2014 F50 Addy Zero.
Oh God.
Ooh.
And then again. Oh, this man, you guys are screwing each other each time. Okay, Noah, number 30. Kid you not. Adidas David Beckham Predator Power Swerve.
Oh God.
Ooh. Oh. The 2014 F50 was, I don't think that one was mine.
Oh, was it not? I thought
that was me.
Nah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Because that was on my extras list though. That's why I had the boots out. But
okay. Yeah. Great matchup. You guys go first on this one. I'm gonna say myself.
Matt, you go ahead, man.
Okay.
I gotta think about this.
Okay, this would be a lot harder for me if we were talking the standard Power Swerve and not the David Beckham version because of the synthetic. Because honestly, I've never worn the synthetic version of the Power Swerve. I've worn the 2014 F50 like 5 different times. I think I've had at least 5 of them, and it's one of my favorite boots of all time. So I'm gonna make it easy. I'm going F50.
Okay, I thought you meant you just had like 5 separate play sessions and that was it. You're like I've worn them 5 times. They're great.
I've had a pair, like 5 separate pairs. My bad. Yeah.
Colby, what do you think?
I didn't play neither of these boots, so I'm gonna hear these guys out, and then if I have to do the tie-breaking vote, I'll do it.
Okay.
Get my hands dirty.
Okay, Noah, do you want to go ahead and go?
Justin, you go for it because I have a longer-winded answer on this one, I think.
Okay, for me, this one is simple. Power Swerve. The Power Swerve is one of the best Predators like ever. Like that's the one we need remade. But specifically the David Beckham ones because I loved the Climacool technology. Like I know the synthetic overall wasn't that good, but like the way Climacool felt on your feet, it felt lighter, and that's like one of the first times I felt like my foot could actually breathe comfortably in a boot. Edit that part out. But yeah, and honestly, I know I said don't take colorway, but like all the Power Swerve David Beckham colorways are like top tier. Like you have the white and gold, the silver and gold, the white and dark blue, the white and black, the dark blue and gold, like pretty much all the galaxy colors. But for me, the Power Swerve is like, again, it was one of the pinnacle Predators before it really kind of went off and lost its way. And I like the 2014 F50. Don't get me wrong. It is a phenomenal speed boot. But as the three of you know, I'm a 2015 Addy Zero guy. That's the one I love the most. So like bias is going to come in. I'm going to go Power Swerve.
That's a good one. Yeah. I think for me, the Predator, I would agree with Matt on this, on the regular edition was better just in terms of feel on the ball. It was leather. It was all the best things we loved about Preds. But the David Beckham one, so I wore basically the F30 version of the Predator in period of the white and gold ones. And they were probably the worst football boots I've ever had on my feet because they were not only was the top end synthetic, but then the synthetic that they put on the takedown model was like nothing. You know, it's just so bad. But when Beckham moved over to America, and obviously now with the position on social media that I'm at, he's like the shining example of how powerful personal branding can be. And the fact that he had like his personal logo on these iconic Adidas football boots, it was just, and the little, what do they call it? The little sand stuff on the bottom of it. Like it was
tungsten.
It was yeah, it was like so quintessentially David Beckham and so quintessentially Predator. And although I think this is one of the best speed boots on the market, and you could argue, hey, we have a modern day brand, Sokito, that's basically just copied and pasted the 2014 DNA and put it into their own product, I still think that the Pred is my call. I just think it's so iconic. And agreed, in terms of colorways, every David Beckham colorway was sick. Sick.
Oh, yeah. Before, Kobe, you say anything, and I asked this on the Football Boot Hour, so I'm going to ask you guys real quick. Do you guys think David Beckham has ever had a bad colorway? Like a personal colorway that he's had? Because like Ronaldo's had some that I'm like, those are kind of ugly. But when I think about almost any David Beckham boot, I'm like, I don't think he's ever had a bad colorway. And he's had a lot.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Like, yeah, his are always kind of just like two-toned, so they always just kind of like lose class. So yeah, just random thought.
I don't think so.
If anybody ever thinks of it. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's 2-1. Now, unless you're going to go with your boy Matt over here and be like, I really love that 2014 F50. I think we're just going to go with the most handsome man who's ever existed's boots.
Yeah, Matt, I'm sorry, dude. No, he just put out such a good argument for David Beckham, dude. I gotta
fair.
go.
He really hyped up David Beckham. I respect that.
It's Bex. It's Bex, man.
Bex. It's Bex.
Okay. Sorry, guys. I got to write all these down. Doing it the good old way.
Justin, do you get to pick numbers too?
I do not.
Surely.
So you get to go again. Because I have the list, so it'd be kind of cheating.
Oh.
So yeah,
That's fair.
it's gonna go. It'll go you, and then it'll go back to Matt, and then it'll go Kobe again, and we'll go like that.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. So
Cool.
I'm picking again.
You're going again. So give me two more numbers.
Shoot. All right. Let's go 27 and 28.
Oh. 27, 28. Okay, so for 27, we have the Legend 9, specifically the Made in Montebelluna.
Okay.
And for 28, we have the Air Zoom Total 93.
Fuck.
Ooh.
See, I told you, Colby.
How could Noah do this to me? I'll go. Dude, it's gotta be the Made in Montebelluna Tampa Legend 9. Like,
wow.
Goat.
That's shocking.
Goat
no
boot,
way.
Dude. So fucking good. I love that boot. I love that boot to death, dude. Like, if the only thing that boot did wrong was the durability wasn't there. Because like I went through a pair of those boots in maybe like 6 months. But like the Alegria leather, taking the foam pods out, hyper stability, sole plate from the 7/8 Tiempo, like it was the best version of a Tiempo for me, like outside of the 5. Like if I could have like an unlimited pair of Tiempo Legend 9s, like I would be, or of the Montebelluna specifically, it would be awesome.
You didn't even say a single word about the T9, the Total 93.
Because it doesn't matter. Because it doesn't matter, dude.
Wow.
Because if I had to pick one, like it's got to be Montebelluna. It has to.
Damn.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Matt, one of these boots is like when you have been kind of playing and reviewing, and then I think one of these boots came out before you were even born.
Yes.
Yeah.
So between these two boots, which one would you go with?
Well, these are actually two boots I've never played in myself. I played in Tempo 9, just not the Made in Montebello ones.
Okay.
So based on that, I feel like I have to go with the Tiempo, just because I at least know a little bit how that feels.
Okay. Noah?
Oh, this is such a tough. So the total 92s were my favorite of that generation.
Okay.
With the kind of fold over
Yeah, little
tongue, the
tongue,
sideways
yep.
laces. Yeah, like that look. Oh my God. I loved those ones. So it's hard because the 3s are now being used for those, like the indoor court shoes and stuff.
Yep.
Like it's a design they're bringing back. So there's like some heritage there, and sort of the 90 circle logo is everywhere now. I was just in the Nike store.
Big. Like those were so like when I was in high school, those were so popular back in the day before Matt was born.
Yeah.
He was a wee lad in his mama's womb.
Yeah, it's so hard because objectively there's no question here. Like I think that Montebellunas are a far better product, just period. But as far as heritage, like the T90s, I don't know, dude. I've always been a Phantom T90 guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like I'm gonna have to go with the T90s on this one.
Wow.
Oh, Justin, it's up to you, bro.
Damn.
Dude,
Oh my word.
I'm going to bring us home, boys. I've got to go with the Total 93.
Damn.
Let's go.
That's such a good... Dude, that's like one of the most underrated Total 90s. And I think it's like
For
one of
sure.
those, if you know, you know. And for me, that boot is super important because that's like prime United time. So seeing like Waza and Paul Scholes in those, like, oh, dude, that's like where I like started recognizing, especially because the colorways, how they had that crazy block coloring, especially like on the silver and red ones.
Dude,
and again,
white and red.
And I think, like you said, like what the Total 90 brand was, and that was like pure, like it caught the football boot world by storm. And I think it's just had such a lasting effect. Like that's why everybody's favorite Brazil jerseys are like that Total 90 era, like the Ronaldinho and the R9s. And then there's a reason that they brought these back. As terrible as they are, we've heard, for the indoor courts, I've got to go. And the sole plate, like, for all three of you being so big on conical studs,
Right.
that's like the safest sole plate known to man.
Yeah.
It had the air zoom pocket, which we all dog on the Mercurial, but it did it right back then in the heel. Like I've got to go. I'm not changing my mind on this one. I'm going Total 93.
Okay, well that's good because you persuaded me, and I'm switching.
Let's go.
We'll make them win.
I can't believe the Montebello died so early on in this. Sad.
Matt's like, I got to get out of here. Let's just change this.
Yeah.
All right, Total 93. Wow. Okay, Matt, give me two numbers.
Okay, let's do 2 and 12.
2 and 12. Okay, so number 2. Oh, this one's gonna be hard. This one's hard. Number 2 is the Rotero,
Oh,
and number 12 is the Alpha 2.
Ooh.
this one's hard for
That's
you.
and these are all modern that everyone here has tried both of these, right?
Right.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've all worn these, and these are
Man.
basically opposite ends of the spectrum on a boot.
Yeah.
I've got to go last.
Who was
Alpha
Alpha
2
2 on this one?
That was
Because
me.
I had the Roteros on my list.
Yes, you had the Rotero, so I didn't pick it, and then I filled in and I picked Alpha 2.
Okay.
So yeah, that's definitely one of my choices.
So who do you want to go first, Justin? Pick somebody.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what, Noah? You haven't gone first. I want you to lead an argument because you've tried both, and I think that you've enjoyed both.
Yeah, I've really enjoyed both. And when you had originally asked me this question and you had been like, oh, go more on like performance, Alpha 2 was actually in the list. So Alpha 2, in terms of raw performance of all time, I think you have to look at Alpha 2. Like it's so aggressive. Even if you don't, like it, it's not like your preference. You can't argue with the fact that that boot is like one of the most locked in raw sensations anyone can ever ask for, right? Like it's so good. However, the reason it kind of wasn't on my list was that I think the David Beckham or Rotero, whichever, I mean, they're same boot or whatever. Yeah, this is all the things that those of us who are old enough to remember classic Predators enjoy about Predators, but in the modern era, because it's leather. It's got the leather element, even though half of it's synthetic. It still feels like a fully leather football boot. It's got this amazing touch to it. It's got the grip elements. It's got a sole plate that's not, it's not the best on the market, but it does a great job on pretty much every surface, so you can enjoy it on AG and FG. The fold over tongue, the design. I'm not a massive fan of the Rotero color. That's why I brought this one out instead for the sake of the pod. But this particular color, it's just a football boot that's gonna, number one, it's gonna fit more people than the Alpha, in my opinion. And I think more people would enjoy this sensation playing than the Alpha 2. And I just think it's everything. Even though the regular Predator is an incredible pred, I love the 25. It's one of my favorite boots of the year. This is just that on steroids, and it brings back more of that Predator heritage. So for me, this is my pick. Yes, it is my boot, but I do love the Alpha 2. It's just not the same as the Rotero. The Rotero's the Rotero, man. It's hard to argue with.
Okay, Kobe, go ahead.
Yeah, Noah's right. They're two fantastic boots. The Alpha 2 is just a boot that gives you like the most help of any boot I've ever gotten. Like the zero glide, the way the ball feels on your feet, the sole plate, it's all incredible. But I would still pick the Rotero / David Beckham, because that was one of the most, like, for somebody who struggled with the Pred 24 in terms of like wanting it to have that little extra give, which like the 25 gives you. Like, it's a little bit more gift. Like that David Beckham was so comfortable, and had mine not broken apart at the toe, I probably would still have them. The only other issue I had was the heel, but I think if they fix that heel with whatever version of the Fusion Skid they're going to have down the line this year, like it's going to be an excellent boot. So I got to go Rotero.
Okay, Matt.
Oh man, this is tough because these are arguably two boots that I had the wrong size in. But they're both still fantastic boots. I feel like I just have to echo what you guys have said already. I think I'm also going Rotero for this. Just overall comfort, design, everything about the current Predator series, I think just slightly tops out the Alpha, even though performance-wise, I think Alpha definitely is peak right now.
Okay. Yeah, we're in a complete agreement. Now, I will say, as of late, I have massively enjoyed the Alpha 2. You guys know it. You've seen it. I've been using it a ton. Like, again, Kobe, I agree with you. That is the most like tech-packed boot I've ever worn. Like zero glide on the inside, the Carvo in the front, the crazy thin synthetic upper, which normally I cannot stand those kind of boots, but I love everything about the Alpha 2. But it's the Rotero. Like, I've become Mr. Rotero himself because of how much I preach that boot's like gospel. And nothing like that for me. I mean, if this was my list, arguably I think the Rotero would be the winner of this whole bracket for me. Like, it's such a good boot. I'll never get tired of that boot. I will try when it's blown out. I'm going to try to resuscitate it with some super glue. Like, we'll never let it die. We'll never let the Rotero die. But yeah, like the Rotero, and it's crazy too because like in 2024, 25, you would think like, okay, a thin leather upper, some rubber elements, a fold over tongue, all the things that over the years all the brands are like, nobody wants that anymore. They threw on the Rotero, and everybody's like, this is the greatest boot ever.
Yeah.
Well, as of now. So yeah, again, we're complete democracy here. 4 votes. We've got to go with the Rotero / David Beckham.
I think the Rotero as well is going to go down. Like, I do think that in a decade's time, just like we do with the Absolute and the Power Swerve, we're going to look back and be like, yeah, okay, the 24, 25, whatever came after that, those were good boots. Nice. Okay, we went back to Pred. They were modern, whatever. But like the Rotero is the one that everyone's going to remember.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think the cool thing too was like the Rotero, especially because the colorway is kind of weird and ugly for most people. It was kind of like you didn't know how good it was. And then news started spreading through everybody.
1,000%.
Like, hey, you have to try this one. Like, this is top notch. And then that way, when the David Beckham came out, which is arguably the way better looking of the two, everybody was like on it. Like, that's my boot.
Yeah.
So I was happy with that one. All right. Matt, is it your turn or is it Colby's turn?
Colby's, I think.
Colby. Okay, Colby, it's your turn.
Let's go 4 and 15.
4 and 15. Okay, so number 4, we have the X17 Pure Speed. And then for 15, we have the... this is kind of like a 2 boots in 1 again, but it's the Morelia 2 / the Morelia M8.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
So again, opposite ends of the spectrum on the boots.
Yeah.
Whoever wants to go first, lead it off.
Whose were these? Who had the Morelia 2? Who had the Pure Speed?
Morelia.
I had Morelia 2 / M8.
I'm really
Yes.
too.
And I had the Pure Speed.
You had the Pure Speed. Yes.
Yeah.
Pure Speed. Okay.
And now, Noah, because you just got the updated Morelia 2s, you can talk about those too. Like you can use that as your basis if you want.
Sure.
Matt, you go ahead since this was kind of your
Oh, man.
2 numbers.
I mean, you put these boots up against each other, it's kind of like an unfair battle, I'll be honest. Because I feel like I need to back my choice now for the X17. I had the X17. I absolutely loved that boot when I had it. Great memories in it. I think it was, like, as far as upper feel goes, one of the most underrated boots I've tried myself. I think the only thing that boot like really had going against it was the lace cover that was kind of unnecessary. If that was more of like a one-piece design like the boots nowadays, I think it would have probably done better for its time. But at the same time, if we're going up against the Mizuno Morelia 2 / M8, there's just no better boot. The only flaw of this boot is really like the studs on the sole plate being slightly too big for like AG surfaces. Everything else about this boot is absolutely fantastic. So I have to go M8.
All right, Colby.
Dude, it's got to be the Morelia 2 / M8. Dude, it's like literally top tier goat comfort, like the most comfortable boot I've ever put on my feet. Like has to be Morelia 2.
Okay, easy. Okay, Noah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd go as far as to say, like, and Matt, this is no disrespect at all. I think the Pure Speed doesn't even get into the top like 500 boots of all time for me.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's so like that's it. I just didn't get along with that boot at all. Yeah, I mean, Morelia 2 is hard to argue with, especially given how long it's been around, how popular it is. You say Morelia 2 and everyone knows what that is. Like nowadays, especially now with Mizuno, being more popular, man. And the new one is insane. Just as the previous one was.
Yeah, I'm just gonna echo you guys. I'll just go Morelia. Like, I don't really care too much for either, but I care less about the Pure Speed than I did the Morelia 2 / M8. So, yeah.
Justin, have you spent like significant time with the Morelia 2?
I have not. I have tried them on, but I just like it's one of those boots where kind of like a Copa Mundial for me. Like I know how good it is. For obvious reasons, it's lasted as long as it has, and I respect and understand why the boot is as good. But it's like I don't care about it. It's just like old, and I don't care. And those studs drive me insane. So yeah, it's just one of those ones. It's just like I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so Colby, it's your turn again.
Oh, me again. Let's go 5 and 11.
5 and 11. Okay, so 5, we have this was my pick, the Vapor 8. And then 11, we have another one of my picks, which was the 11 Pro 3. So the 2015 11 Pro. Okay, I'll lead it off since these are both my boots. Now, Halty loves the 11 Pro 3, and I think it is a super comfortable boot. It was kind of ahead of its time where it used like the exoskeleton cage instead of stitching and all that. And the sole plate was comfortable. The leather was thin enough, but it had enough like kind of ball absorption, kind of that leather does. But I have to go with the Vapor 8. Like that's, to me, the greatest Vapor in my opinion, maybe besides the 10. Like I think that the Vapor 8 was too ahead of its time, but like crazy thin, crazy responsive. The 2 heel studs that were like giant as hell, like a stiletto heel, I thought was so cool. The glass fiber sole plate looked awesome. And just like so many good colorways in the Vapor 8 that like, yeah, I would just have to go with the Vapor 8. Like, I think it's such a good boot. Matt.
Did you wear the 11 Pro 3 a lot?
I wore it enough. I got it at a soccer store for like $50, and I got some good life out of it. And then I ended up selling them to Halty. He hit me up, and he had got them. Yeah, and I got more money than I paid for them, so it was kind of like, yeah, it's hard to.
Don't tell Halty that.
Oh, he knew. But he was a little inebriated when he messaged me. So, Matt, give me something between these boots, man.
Oh man, the 11 Pro 3 I never really tried. I've only ever tried that boot on.
Okay.
And it was not my favorite 11 Pro.
Okay.
But I will say the Vapor 8 is probably one of my favorite Vapors, if not my favorite. So I feel like I need to go with that. The Mango Vapor 8 was one of my favorite boots I've had as a kid.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Great colorway. Okay, Colby, you have anything to add?
Didn't try any of these, so I'm gonna have to hear what Noah says and then by the deciding vote. I gotta do it.
This is like torn ACL era, right? Or was
Yeah,
this med school era?
It's probably torn ACL/PT school era.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, Noah,
Yeah, I had the turquoise Vapor 8s.
the best
Which-
one.
Oh yeah.
That color was so pretty.
Yes.
And the Clash Pack ones too, to be fair.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those were really nice. The problem is my feet do not fit in a Vapor 8. And
Yes.
so I had 2 or 3 sessions to try and break those Vapor 8s in, and then I gave them to a teammate because I just could not, like, my feet are they were probably double the width of that glass fiber sole plate.
That's crazy.
Yeah. No, like, for real. In that the midfoot of that glass fiber sole plate was like maybe the width of like this pen cap.
It's
like
crazy.
I'm
Yeah.
almost convinced. But it was a remarkable football boot, no doubt. The 11 Pro 3 is beautiful. I love that football boot. It's so comfortable. It does everything that I'm really looking for.
but
But I think the Vapor 8 is the one we have to get. Like, I think Vapor 8
Ooh,
is
let's
just a
go.
little more iconic. Yeah.
heck yeah.
Oh, the black CR7 colorway with the pink and the blue was also cool.
Oh yeah, that one was sick.
the
That
fourth
one, that was like, that CR7 era was wild.
Dude, that's like Jose with CR7 at Madrid era.
Yeah.
Ooh, so good. Colby, I'm assuming you're gonna pick the Vapor 8.
Yeah, I gotta go with the popular. Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's funny that you talked about how thin that Vapor 8 midfoot is, Noah, because I was watching the boot report earlier, shameless plug, and you were showing the custom CR7 match issued one. And when I saw how thin that midfoot was, it reminded me of the Vapor 8 and Vapor 9. Just like, it's like a
100%.
foot, and it's like nothing, and then a foot.
Yep.
So, yeah. That was crazy.
Yeah. And then other brands were like, you know what? Instead of going super thin, we should just completely fuck off the midfoot and just go a split sole plate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Unless you wear the Predator Freak, because that one has a split sole plate and an even tighter midfoot.
And
That's
then
the weirdest shape
widest
boot.
forefoot on earth.
Yeah,
And
it
it
was
was like,
so wide.
what is this shape?
It is the weirdest. It's like a true hourglass. It's the weirdest
Yeah.
football boot shape ever. Okay, Matt, give me 2 numbers.
All right, give me 9 and 10.
Okay, 9, we have the Legend 7. And then 10, we have the Superfly 3.
Ooh, give me.
Ooh.
I just did the
Here we
3.
go.
Noah kind of put the 2/3. They're basically the same boot.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
three
just
just
a
had-
paint job update.
Yeah. Matt, go ahead. You pick the numbers.
Man, I have never worn a Superfly 3, and I think my feet bless me for that.
Yeah.
But I've also never tried the Legend 6, so this is a tough one.
No, Legend
I-
7.
Legend 7, that's what I meant. Man, I think I'm going to go Legend 7 just because I'm a leather fanatic, so I prefer
Okay.
that over synthetic, and I've heard some crazy stuff about the fit and feel of the Superfly 3. But As far as just nostalgia and hype around that boot, then Superfly 3 had some of the greatest hype of like a football boot ever. Like I wanted to buy that even after knowing how bad it fucks your feet up.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Colby, give me your easy answer.
Legend 7, man. So good. The lockdown is incredible. Hyperstability sole plate. It was the first Tiempo with a one-piece upper. Just like completely modernized it, dude. Like it just like it was such a good locked-in feel. Like I feel like that was like the first Tiempo I was like, man, this is like it was one of those moments where I was like, man, this is kind of hard to get on and off, but it was worth it. It was worth it. Yeah, and it just like it had this. It was like that was the first Tiempo that really. I mean, the other ones didn't overstretch that much, but it really did not overstretch. Like it was just perfect. So, yeah.
Nice. Okay. Noah.
I'm gonna back myself. I'm gonna say Superfly 2/3. I think from a comfort and objective like enjoyment perspective, sure the Tiempo is better, but I just this was like particularly this colorway pack was like the 2010 World Cup. Everything about this colorway pack was incredible, and the fact that I've talked about this a bunch in mostly the podcast, but I miss the days when Nike actually tried stuff and Nike actually did things that were interesting, even if the execution of it ended up being pretty horrible. And this just, carbon fiber sole plate, studs that actually move in and out of the ground, the flywire cables everywhere, this Tajin synthetic that's like more challenging to get on than anything else you'd imagine. But I still think this boot carries with it just iconic status. Like anyone who is over the age of like anyone born before basically 2002, you show them a photo of this boot and they're like, I remember when those came out. Like that is a icon. This is when the Superfly became mainstream. Because remember, Superfly 1 was never existed for the public. They never sold those yellow ones or the black ones with the red heel studs. And so this is where this was like maybe this will be the convincing thing for Justin. Hopefully, I'm praying. This is the moment when like pro level football boots became attainable to actual consumers, and Nike's top technology wasn't just reserved for the pros.
Yeah, I think you kind of said it right there. The Superfly 3 was the first time we got like as close to what the pros are wearing tech-wise as we could get our hands on. And that boot, as much as I absolutely love it, is absolute dog shit, bro.
It is.
Oh, God. Like, the Superfly 3, like, colorways, I love it. That's where my CR7 pinstripe colorway is. So, and that's one of my favorites of all time. But it's like, when we had the Vapor 3, Vapor 4, and then like the Vapor SLs, they made our feet bleed, but we're like, I'm doing it because it looks good, and this is pinnacle tech. And then we got a little older, we're like, okay, I'm never doing that again. And then the Superfly 2 and 3 came out, and we're like, I'm doing it again. Here we go. And everybody, I would say, who has actually worn the 2s and 3s, their feet hated them that entire thing until the boot broke or they got rid of them. So as much as Noah has agreed, I think you put up a great argument. I have to just give it to the Legend 7 because the Superfly 3 is so painfully uncomfortable. It's a great to look at.
Right.
If that was the debate, which boot do I want to look at? Superfly 3 all the way. But
fair.
when it comes to wearing, Legend 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Noah, give me two numbers.
Give me 1 and 7.
Okay, we have done 1, but we have not done 7. So 7.
So 7 and 14.
13. Got it. 7 is the Morelia 4 Limited. I think that's like the beta with the alpha sole plate, right, Matt?
Yes.
Is that yours? Okay,
Yeah.
Of
So we're
course,
doing the
it's
new
mine.
one. And then 13 is jeez. We shouldn't have even done it. It's the Phantom 3.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, this is gonna be so tough.
Whoever wants to go first, please lead the way. We're making good time.
Colby,
I
have
feel
you
like-
had both on feet?
I have not, but I already know which one I'm gonna go with.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
you holding
Matt,
back?
what were you saying though?
I'm gonna wait. Because like this, I feel like this is gonna be the battle between Noah and Matt, and
That's
I've got to
exactly what I was
hear them
about
both
to
out. I already kind of
okay.
know I know where I'm gonna go, and I have a reason, but I want to hear you guys go first.
Let me just put it this way. I think these are probably the two boots that fit both Noah and me the best out of every boot that we've ever tried. So this is gonna be really tough. I feel like it's gonna be between you two. For me, obviously, I'm picking this. It's just I've never had a boot fit my foot so well and be so responsive. You get all the benefits of the Alpha 2 and then all the comfort of the Neo Betas. So
Are you still wearing those as your daily drivers, kind of, Matt?
these are like when I like for all my semi-pro games, I'm wearing
Okay.
these all the
Okay,
time.
cool.
But then I've been honestly working in the Hyper Venom Regents as like the secondary boot.
Cool. All right,
I
Noah.
know.
Very
Now
fun.
give us the opposite argument.
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta be honest, the beta upper doesn't fit me all that well. So
Oh.
as much as I love the Alpha Soul Plate, that boot just isn't my cup of tea. Like it just isn't like I love the idea of it, but it just doesn't fit me all that well. I think if we're looking at like just raw appeal, it's like this speaks to pretty much everybody. Like you put both in front of any person on planet Earth, and I think over 70% are picking this one. The reason for that is because it's more accommodating for more people. It's less specialty. It's like the same argument with like the Rotero and the Alpha. The Alpha is so specialized that it's really hard. It's amazing in that way, but it's so specialized that then it becomes almost prohibitive for some people. Whereas this one is like, it's so comfortable. They absolutely smashed the one piece upper out of the park. Flywire cables, the best sole plate in my opinion that's ever existed with the hyper reactive sole plate, and that's kudos to obviously Nike now putting it on the Hypervenom Regen, which is great. And I just think the fit, the only thing that was the downside of this boot was the fact that these little like lace hole things, if they got caught in a stud, would just rip really easily. But outside of that, in my opinion, I don't think I could think up a more perfect football boot ever. Like it's my greatest of all time, bar none. And I just think that the players who were in that era who wore it, the feeling that I don't think I've ever met a person who was like Hypervenom 3 is the shittiest football boot on the face of the earth, right? Everyone either is kind of like, oh yeah, like it was good, it was cool, or it's like one of their top boots ever. And maybe that comment doesn't exist in this argument because the innovation pack, Matt, to your credit, like hasn't existed for long enough for us to have that sort of same comment. But I do think that the Nike Hypervenom 3 is like all the things that we loved about the shape and the agility of the one, but with more durability, almost more kind of power boot feel, and just, man, yeah. I can't. I feel like I shouldn't lose this one because it's my goat, but like fair play. It's up to democratic process.
Man, Noah's over here making me feel bad for picking my own boot. But no, I agree with everything. It's tough because if this boot, there's not many boots that would go up against the Hypervenom Phantom 3 that would win for me. And like this is just one of them for me. Like this is just one that beats it out. So it's tough because I completely understand everything you just said.
Right.
And honestly, the only thing about that boot I would personally change would be the heel liner. Make that suede. That'd be the only thing.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay. Colby?
Yeah.
I gotta go with Noah on this one. Matt, I'm sorry, but like
fair.
he's got a point, dude. Like so with the innovation pack, it's just so new, and it's almost like experimental, right? It's like we're gonna change the sole plate. Where Hypervenom 3, it's like tried and true. There's a ton of players who love that boot. Elise's still wearing that boot. Like he's basically like harvesting all of the old HV3s. Sole plate is great. Isn't the Hyper Venom 3? Is that the one that like Jack Grealish wore until like his
Yes,
toes
it
were
was, like,
poking out of it? So,
obliterated.
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
I literally I feel like there's just like almost like you guys were making your total 90 arguments. I feel like not even in the same space, but I feel like Hyper Venom 3 just like has that kind of like nostalgic like those kind of nostalgic memories. So I got to go with Hyper Venom 3.
I agree. I'm sorry, Matt.
It's okay.
You put up a great argument, but it's like the Hyper Venom Phantom 3, bro. It's just one of those boots. Like, again, agree with Noah. I've never met somebody who's even said anything bad about the Hyper Venom 3. Like, oh, I didn't like this. It's always like, yeah, that was a great boot. I wish I would have got more. Like, oh yeah, I wish I would have held on to mine. Like, it was a phenomenal boot, and especially coming after the disaster that was the 2. And I mean, the 2.5 was better, but obviously the 2. Like, just what a way to like totally turn things around. Really give us a phenomenal boot. Almost every colorway in the Phantom 3 is like bangers. And yeah, and again, that's one of the few times where I actually like a low better than the DF high cut. So yeah, I've got to go. And plus, I'm sorry, but the Neo 4 Limited, it's an all black boot, bro. It's never gonna win. You know, it's never gonna win with me. Okay.
I feel like this particular one would be like way easier almost if Matt was like the one guy in the world who was like, nah, Hyper Venom 3 sucked.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks because I do enjoy that boot so much too. So it's like,
yeah, exactly.
man,
It's a win-win either way, to be fair.
The Phantom 3 is actually too one of the boots that started like my kind of like boot hunting thing to go to outlets and Ross's and stuff, because I had that colorway that you held up, Noah. I found it at an outlet for like, I think it was $50, and I bought them, and then I sold them, and I was like, oh, and it was such a good one too. And they had like every size back then.
4x. You would have like 4x your investment.
Dude, I
had
know.
you waited an extra couple of years.
That's the same thing with the when I had the Air Max Phantom 3s. I bought them for a good price, and I sold them for a good price, but I was like, dude, if I would have held on to it for like 2 months, I'd have skyrocketed once your videos on how great the Hyper Venom 3 came out with. All right, Noah, give me 2 more numbers.
We'll go 29 and 32.
29 and 32. Okay, 29 is the Predator FT25.
Ooh.
And then the 32 is the Evo Power 1.2.
Get in.
God
oh man,
dang it.
This is a hard one. This is a hard one.
Fudge. Oh.
Also, for context, for those for those of you guys watching or listening to this who are gonna shit on us for saying the Pred 25, the Pred 25 is objective, because the Pred 25 is up there for me as well. Like, no doubt, it didn't make top 10, but it's like very much up there. The Pred 25 is, even though it's new, it's objectively better than probably half the Predators that have ever been created. Just from an objective performance perspective, it is remarkable. You can argue it's not Pred enough, it's not whatever, but like, dude, if you standalone boot, you put that on and you break it in, crazy.
So good. So good.
Add on top of that iconic design, etc., and it's amazing.
For sure. Well, while you're on that, so talk about the Evo Power 1.2. You got it in hand, and you got the Dragon colorway.
Yeah,
which is like the
arguably
best.
the best one for sure.
Yeah, I think this boot was such a missed opportunity for Puma in terms of developing this silo as opposed to going to the future. I think, was it last week's episode or the week before, Colby, where you were like, they need to kill the future and bring back the Evo Power
that was last
series?
week.
Yep.
Yeah, last week's episode. And I was listening to that, just being like, I had already submitted my list to over here, and I was like, yo, this is he's speaking my language, dog. Like, this boot. And I just think this is kind of like the Predator 25 before the Predator 25. Like, it's different. Obviously, this particular colorway has like the really shiny upper, which made this slightly stiffer than the sort of like the normal release edition. But the Adapt Light I had the white with the like kind of baby blue color.
Yes.
And it was like it was either the launch colorway or whatever else. But that Adapt Light without this sort of metallic coating on it felt remarkably similar to Pred 25 Hybrid Touch. Like, it's really similar. And so you add into that, heel area could be improved maybe a little bit. The shape of this boot is so beautifully anatomical in my in my opinion. Plus you have these little kind of pods on the instep on the medial side, and I just thought like it's one of those boots that actually fit me better than most things ever. That's why it's on my list. Like I probably would the Predator's amazing, but man, I'm gonna back myself with this one, and I don't even care which one wins, honestly. But I'd back myself for this one because I just think that this is when Puma was really crushing, and I love this boot. I absolutely love this boot.
Okay, Matt.
This one's tough because, oh my god, the Evo Power, specifically the 1.2, is probably one of the most comfortable boots I've ever tried on, but it was always just slightly too wide for me, with the way my foot was. Like it wasn't like I was swimming in them, but in comparison to other boots that like fit me slightly better, it just felt a little bit too roomy. But I think that led to the comfort. And now that I'm like thinking back to my 20-year-old brain or 18-year-old brain, however old I was when that was out, like I'd probably prefer that boot now if I had it again. But I've just had such a great experience in the Pred 25. It fits my foot very well, and the nostalgia and everything about it, and the upper. I think I have to pick the Pred 25, to be honest.
Okay.
Matt, was that your submission, Matt?
Yes, I think so. Unless anyone else picked it.
I picked it as well.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay,
yeah.
Kobe, go ahead.
Oh man, this sucks, dude. I
Yeah.
I knew the 25 like was gonna come in, but I depending on what it went up against, I thought it would make it at least to round 2. But like the Pred 25 coming, okay, let's like from the Pred 24, because it really is just like a like Noah's term Mizunification of the 24, and like kind of thinning out the hybrid touch. But like I feel like Predators kind of, I mean, like after the A series, I don't think they ever kind of, and Justin, you're like the Pred guy, but I don't think they ever really captured like the old hype of like the old tongue Predators. And once the 24 came out, it was like your brain kind of started to shift a little bit. Like I had the 24, I was like, I don't need the tongue. Like that's bulky, that's stupid. Now that the 25's out, I could not go back to just like no FT. Like this is it's back, and that's the hard part. But I think the Evo Power could save Puma. Like we were saying last week. I think if it came back, I think it could save. I literally think it could save the brand.
Yeah,
I think if they put that out. So I've got to go Evo Power.
You're gonna go
As much as I love the Pred 25.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
Did you have the 1 point, or did you have the Evo Power on your list too?
But I literally think that's the only thing that could save the brand is to go back. And so like I think that is powerful. So that's the reason I've got to go with no on this one.
Man. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so the Evo Power 1.2, it's one of the few times where early on I kind of started to think outside of like, I know they're the big 3 brands, but for me it was the big 2. It was really Nike and Adidas. Like which of those 2 boots you want to go in that era? And with the Evo Power line, especially the 1.2, because I think it was better looking than the 1.1, was I thought it was so cool because the tech was so different. Like they were really big about like letting the sole plate bend backwards so your foot, so you can mimic the barefoot thing. Yeah, how it bends down. So, the different kind of synthetic. And again, I think the biggest problem with the Evo Power 1.2 is it essentially came out too late because it was a power boot when power boots had kind of died out for the general public and people wanted more control or agility or whatever. So I think it was just kind of lost in the dust to what the other 2 brands were doing, especially. But it was a phenomenal boot. But the thing for me, and the reason I have to pick the Pred 25, is because, 1, I think the Evo Power 1.3 is better. And 2, like Colby said earlier, like for me, the Predator kind of died at the Power Swerve. Like I know some people like J Mike really love the Addy Power, and for them that's still a true Predator, but it's not for me. It's like once they got rid of the tongue and they went to the X and all that, the Predator line kind of died out for me overall. And then the 24 brought it back, but since we couldn't do the 24, we have the 25. And I think that the 25 is just a highly refined version of the 24. And as phenomenal as I thought the 24 was, I think the 25 is that much better. And it has a fold-over tongue with an elastic strap. Like, that gets so many cool points right there. Like, right there. Just that little strap. So for me, I've got to go with the Pred 25s.
So where
2
does that
and 2.
put us then?
So we're at 2 and 2. So yeah, we have.
I can pull a Matt. I'll pull a Matt. I can go back to 25. It's just like
Gonna go back to 25?
because the argument is so good. Just like what you just said is just it is where it is now. It is where it is now. And it didn't just because like, all right, like a lot of brands nowadays, like let's say like GX1 to GX2, right? Just completely like drop the ball a little bit. Now we're back with Phantom 6. Adidas Predator didn't do that. They changed it. They made it a little bit better. The 25 is, I don't know. It is where it is.
Yes.
It's better.
And once we get like the Rotero 25, that's probably the only thing that'll replace Rotero for me is the leather 25. So okay, let's keep going. I don't know whose turn it. Matt, I think it's your turn again. Well, guys, we're like most of the way through the list, and then it'll be easier to go on the next part. I promise. So we'll start speeding things up. Okay, Matt, give me 2 numbers.
Let's do 23 and 24 if those weren't taken.
23, 24. Okay, 23, we have the Mizuno Wave Cup SS Japan.
Oh,
okay.
Bam.
Let's go.
Oh, man.
And then 24, Matt, we have the Copa 19 Plus.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's so.
I just feel so defeated already.
You've just had such bad lineups, dude.
Yeah, just bad lineup. I should have known this was going to happen. But these are my last.
It's so hard.
Yeah, this and the Pure Speed were in my last 3 where I'm like, this could be like 10 different boots. And I'm just like, I just went off like my own experiences with them. So that's kind of how my list got created. But I don't feel like there's not even an argument. Can we just go Wave Cup and move on?
I think we should just all go Wave Cup.
I think we should go Wave
I
Cup.
think that's like, save our time. I will say though that the Copa 19 Plus was probably the first laceless boot that I thought was like better than the .1.
Completely agree.
Like the better than the lace. So that's for me personally.
The reason it's on my list, honestly, is because it was the first time I had an experience in a laceless boot that was so positive. And the fit of that boot fit me so well where it really felt like a leather sock. Like, you know, hence all the marketing they had around it and everything. But it really did feel like a leather sock. The only issue I had with that boot was the sole plate was just too heavy. If they did like an SL version of that with like the current inline X sole plate, I think that would have been so good.
Yeah, my thing for that was same thing, the sole plate. The studs were too long, so I always had stud pressure like horribly in that boot. That was the only thing about that boot.
That's one thing I reckon brands don't pay enough attention to is the disparity or the lack of disparity between like the weight of the upper and the weight of the sole plate. My biggest issue with the Skechers SKX, which some people may not like, I actually think it fits really, really well once you break them in, but the upper is really nice and thin and soft and whatever, and the sole plate feels like 1,000 pounds, and it just isn't, it doesn't create that like cohesive package that you're looking for in a football boot. And I think the same is true with the 19 Plus. It just like, if it was just a little bit lighter, it would feel like this perfect kind of package on your foot.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
If only they had taken the sole plate from the 18 and put it on the 19.
That sole plate is cheeks, bro. We're moving on. Okay, Kobe, give me 2 numbers.
Dang, I don't know what's been picked.
Just
now,
pick, and I'll get
we're
something
far.
close.
Let's go 13 and 18.
Okay, we're gonna go 16 and 18. We're gonna go 16 is the Magista Obra 1.
Let's go.
And 18 is the Mizuno Rebula Cup.
Oh,
that's
actually
one
a good
too.
one. Yeah,
That's a great matchup.
Go ahead, Kobe.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Oh, man, I feel like this is gonna go Magista. Rebula Cup. There's another hill I'm dying on. Fantastic boot. The sole plate is like that's the only sole plate I've ever worn where like when I'm walking around on the pitch, it's like it's unlike any other sole plate I've had. It feels like it's probably how Noah describes the Hyper Venom Phantom 3 sole plate, where it's like it's so neutral, but it's also like somewhat aggressive and like it has like these weird kind of ovally studs. But it feels like you're like almost like walking in a pair of like very neutral shoes or something, and then you'll take off, and it was awesome, dude. And like the leather's super comfortable, the fit's incredible. I pulled a mat and I got them too small, and my toenails fell off, but I still love that boot. So that just shows you like how dedicated I am.
Okay.
But, yeah.
Okay, Noah, go ahead.
The Magista Obra 1 is the most influential football boot ever to be created. Period. End of story. There is no other football boot. You could maybe argue that the Superfly 4 is in that category, but not a single other boot has had such a dramatic effect on the way the football boot market operates than the first knit football boot to ever exist. There's nothing there. I will die on this hill. There is nothing else in the football boot market that did what the Magista, like the Magista Obra just absolutely dropped a bomb on the entire market, and then everyone went to a knit. Every single one. Who has knit now? Mizuno has a knit boot now with the beta. Even brands like Asics also have knit in their football boots. Like Skechers. Like you look at all these brands and they all have some derivative of what this brought to the market.
That's fair.
And it was also incredibly comfortable and stuff. So,
I would say the only boot I would challenge you on that is what the 2010 F50 did. Because I think it made everybody go like, we have to get the thinnest, lightest boots out known to man. So I think that's the only thing, like, market-wise, you know, besides being like, oh, we got to go to leather or something like that. But it's the only thing that, like, changed what the market was doing. Because the Vapors were pretty heavy, and even the Superflies were pretty heavy. Then the 2010 Addy Zero came out, and then that's when the Vapor 8 came out, and that's where they were like, we're making this thin, we're making this light.
The only caveat I would say to that, and this is not the argument, which I understand, but my only like, what is it called? Rebuttal to that would be that Nike, like, speed boots already existed, like speed boot category existed prior to the 2010. Whereas knit football boots were not a thing. Like, no one knew that was a possibility before Nike. Okay,
that's fair. That's a good argument. That could be a whole episode itself. Oh, I need to write that down.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, honestly.
Okay, Matt, what are you going to go with?
I mean, I'm completely with Noah here. This boot was out when I was in college. I wore it all throughout college. 2 different pairs, and I loved every second of it. I had this exact colorway. This is not the same pair of boots because I wore those to the ground until they snapped. But honestly, it's my favorite Nike boot of all time.
Dang.
Wow.
And I agree. It's just like the most influential boot. Like this came out and anything else I wanted on the boot market, it completely just went behind. And I was like, I'm getting these. And I wanted to wear these. And then everything went to high knit collars or knitted uppers after that for at least like 5-6 years. So like it really truly changed the market. And I feel like it's the only right answer.
Okay, that's fair. Now, Colby, I would say the Rebula Cup. But for time and argument's sake, I'm just going to give it to the Magista.
Let's go.
But I do not really like the Magista. I prefer the Superfly. But yeah, it doesn't really matter because the Magista will win. Like, I don't think we could argue the.
I knew where it was going. As soon as those two matched up, I was like, I know this is going.
Yeah,
I do think that like if Mizuno was to bring a 4th boot into their lineup, Alpha, Neo, Morelia 2, I think even over something like a Wave Cup, I think if they put a little cheeky tongue on the Rebula, that's their next. That would be their other thing because it was.
Let's go.
Yeah. Rebula 3 was sick.
Rebula 3 was good.
Yeah,
all the Rebulas actually were pretty good.
Yeah. You could argue Wave Ignitus, I guess, but whatever.
Oh, anyway. Wave Ignitus! Don't get me started on that rail. Okay,
Knuckleball City, bro.
I don't know whose turn is it. Somebody pick a turn.
I reckon there's not that many numbers. I reckon
there's not that many.
Dude.
Okay, let's do. Okay, I think this is a fair comparison. We're gonna go with Phantom 1, which is 31, and then we're gonna go with number 6, which is the Phantom Venom.
Ooh.
Oh.
So the original and then the spiritual successor.
That's in family. Yikes.
Yeah, that is yikes.
Because the Phantom Venom is my choice. I don't really care for the Phantom 1. I think it's one of the most overrated boots. It overstretches. The sole plate's not very good. It's split. That boot would get destroyed in a matter of wears. I think that the Phantom Venom kind of brought back what I loved about the T90, where it was like a true power boot. It was a little bit bulkier. I loved that sole plate. I don't remember what it was called, but like having the kind of the blades and chevrons around the outside just to kind of give you better propulsion. And I think the colorways on the Phantom Venom were so good. So for me, I'm probably in the minority on this one, but I'm going to go Phantom Venom. Oh, Hyper Venom Phantom 1 is winning. Okay. Yeah. Everybody's
the right
like,
answer.
is that it? Is that it?
It's the right answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, oh, dude, Phantom Venom was so good though.
It was
so
good.
good.
I will say too, Noah, the Phantom Venom is how I found your channel.
Really?
Back in the day, yeah, you had the white and black ones, and you put a review, and I was just looking for it, and I came across your channel, and you were still living in Australia at the time, and you had just gotten the Phantom Venoms, and I was like, oh, that's a cool looking boot.
Yeah.
So
they
that's how I
were
found
they
you.
were so I wore those for a while. Those were so comfortable.
Yeah, very awkward fit though.
Yeah, a little weird.
Is some of them were, it's either too long and fit wide, or it was too narrow and fit perfect.
Sorry, Noah, go ahead, man. You were getting started.
No, all good. That's all I have to say. I just thought it was an excellent football boot.
Justin, it's got to be HV1, bro. I mean, like, I know this doesn't count. I know this doesn't count because those boots fell apart and this is a remake. But like, literally, dude, in the Gold Cup, like, Jimenez just scored with them. Like a game ago, freaking Diego Luna scored.
Yep,
them.
2
like,
goals.
There's literally players that are wearing the regen version now, and like they could be wearing the Phantom 6, and they're choosing not to. Like that speaks volumes on like how popular that boot was, that they're like just continuing. I mean, in a better version, but they're still wearing it. So got to go with the HV1, bro.
That's fair.
HV1 has to win.
I know I'm in the minority. I know I'm very much in the minority, and I'm okay with that one. Okay, we're gonna keep going. We are gonna go. This is a good one. 19 Legend 1, and we're gonna go 21 Predator Mania.
Oh,
Dang, bro,
Damn,
come on.
OGs.
What?
Holy-
Yeah, we're putting some of the big boys. You guys have picked the numbers, and that's what's left.
It's so dumb that there have been 900 Mania remakes that I feel like this conversation would be so much better if they didn't have so many remakes.
Yeah.
It's the Mania.
Legend 1.
It's the Mania.
Nope.
No. It's the Mania, bro. It's arguably the most the most recognizable boot, I would say, almost of all time. Like, if you put a picture of Manias up, I think most people who semi-know boots would recognize that over a Legend 1.
True.
And it's like pure pinnacle Vex, bro.
Bro,
We're talking about
Ronaldinho. Come on.
Vex over Ronaldinho.
I think Mania does win this, just like for heritage sake, but I think the Legend 1 and like Ronaldinho wearing those boots, 'cause I think he wore T90s before that. It just put it on the map, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that,
But
I
think
don't know.
about this too, Colby. The Mania, elastic strap. Legend 1, Velcro.
Velcro.
Ugh. What's wrong with you?
You guys agree? Matt, Noah, Mania?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm going with Justin on this one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's
All
go.
right.
Okay, we're getting last 4, and then we're gonna move on. Then that'll be the easy part. Okay, we're gonna go with the. Okay, the 4 boots that we have, 2 of them are very similar, and then the other 2 are very similar. Do you want to go the 2 similar ones, which could be big head-to-heads, or do you want to do like opposites?
Do similars. 'Cause then
Yeah.
we'll get more interesting stuff later on.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
I'm gonna hate myself because I know what the other
You're
two
gonna
are.
hate this. You're gonna hate
I know,
yourself
it's
for
2
sure.
of mine.
Okay, so we'll do the first one. We're gonna go with one of my choices, which was the Predator Instinct Crazy Light, and then the other choice is the T90 Laser 4.
Ooh.
Damn.
See, I told you. You voted for this.
Well, oh man. I'm gonna stand on my T90 hill just because I love it. I think it's such a good boot. The Kangalite was amazing. The fit was incredible for wide-footed players. You had all the aspects, Justin, to your point, of that was Phantom Venom style grip and power elements. They were almost identical. And the sole plate was aight, but it was still good. And the Clash colorway, oof, man,
Dude,
that was
goat boot.
that was like one of my favorite boots of all time. So that's my justification for Laser 4. Both are unbelievable, to be fair. Instinct Crazy Light was awesome. So
Yes. Either one of you want to pick a vote?
Justin, total 90 as well.
Okay.
Boom.
Oh man.
Matt, are we gonna have to debate, or are you just gonna sweep it?
I think I'm gonna make us debate. But let me hear me out. So the T90, the Laser 4 is arguably the best laser performance wise. The only thing I wasn't a huge fan about with that boot is the sole plate. You know me, I don't like bladed studs. I'm more conical. And I actually did on the Crazy Light, that F50 sole plate is one of my favorite sole plates of all time. And with that Crazy Light with the Hyper Touch, and just the silhouette of the Instinct, it was one of those boots that just fit really well, and then they just made it even lighter and gave it, more benefit to it. It's kind of like the innovation pack's like the modern day interpretation of what that boot ended up being, essentially, in like my head, the way I'm thinking of it. So I just prefer that. That's my take.
Okay. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that the Crazy Light, it's my boot that has totally fallen apart, but I refuse to throw it away. Like, I love that boot. It's so good. It's so comfortable. But again, for time's sake, argument's sake, the Laser 4 is one of my all-time favorite boots. And again, I agree with Noah. The Euroclash colorway, I think, is like the most fantastic looking boot ever. So we're gonna go Laser 4, and then the final one.
I'm gonna hate this.
I know it's coming.
These two.
Yep. It is the Legend 5 versus the Morelia DNA.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I told you. I asked you guys. Remember, you voted
That's
this.
the one I was like, nah, dude.
Oh man.
Okay, I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go Legend 5, because I think that is the last like true legend. Like, oh yeah, the Ronaldinho one is so good.
It's beautiful.
The 6 is probably my favorite, but I think that the 5 was the one that like was the most modern classic boot that you could have had at the time. It had the waterproofing shit on the inside.
Yep.
True kangaroo leather, the stitching, like it stretched well, it molded well, it lasted. I mean, I'm sure y'all seen that picture of Josh's like Legend 5s that he had in the World Cup colorway. Like they were torn to shreds and he was still rocking them. So it's like, I haven't tried the Morelia DNA, but it kind of comes down to the same thing that I had with the Morelia 2, where it's just like, I just don't care. And it's too hard to get, and it's never in my size. So biasly, I'm going to go Legend 5.
I'll go. Legend 5, bro. Legend 5.
Oh man.
It's so good. It's like, and it's the last Tiempo that has like a nice wide toe box, so you can really kind of like, I don't know, get like that nice touch on the ball out of the air. Like I love it. It's my favorite legend. Noah, like I know you're gonna make a really good case for the DNA, but like it's not. If it was more widely available, like I think I would say like let's go. But it's also kind of one of those things like with Matt with the innovation pack. It's just kind of tweaking something, and I feel like it's not just I don't even know, like a regular standalone silo. So, but yeah, that's my argument there.
Yeah. No, I could go make your life a little bit easier. I'm going Legend 5.
Woo!
Yeah, let's go. Legend 5 is my pick as well.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, both of these were in my top 10 list, and I still would pick Legend 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Legend 5 also is my personal favorite Tiempo ever. So that's why like it's
Let's
probably
go.
top 5 football boots, whereas the DNA sits at like number 9 or 10 for me on this list.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, now this is the easy part. We've already discussed all the boots, so now we just have to pick between the two so we can finish, because this is a long episode for us. Noah, thank you for your time. Sorry,
Yeah,
we kept
all
this
good,
long.
man.
This will
Okay.
probably be a part 1 and part 2. Let's go.
Okay. Pred Absolute, Legend 4.
Legend 4.
Yeah.
Legend 4.
Legend 4.
Oh, damn. Okay, I was going to say Pred Absolute. Okay, now we've got the David Beckham Power Swerve, Total 93.
Total 93 for me.
Oh,
I'm going DB Pred.
I'm going to go Pred.
I'm going Pred.
Okay. Dude, our goat list is weird. Okay. Rotero slash David Beckham 24s versus the Morelia 2 slash the M8.
Oh, man. This one I might have to take one more time. Oh, man.
We already know what I'm going with. I'm going Rotero.
Oh, this is tough.
This list is wild, bro.
Okay, I'm
It's
just
so
this is
so
this is my argument for this. If I already said to myself that if I had to pick one boot in my entire boot collection to wear for the rest of my life and I couldn't wear anything else, I would pick the M8. So I have to pick the M8
Okay.
because this is just the most versatile, most comfortable boot I've ever worn. And I think minus the sole plate stuff, I could be comfortable the rest of my life wearing them.
Okay. Colby, this is basically like Matt's go-to boot versus my go-to boot.
I know. I feel like I'm picking between my friends here. This is tough, Justin, because I love the Morella 2. I love the Morella 2 so much, but it's one of those things where like I love like every time they kind of upgrade it.
Mm-hmm.
But like if I had to go play a match right now, like I would pick Rotero just because like performance wise, it has the performance and the comfort. Oh, this is tough.
That is tough.
This is so tough. I'm gonna go Rotero just because I think it combines everything in a way that like if I wanted to go play a match right now I would. But I love the Morelia too.
Okay. Noah, do we need to debate, or what are we doing?
I think both would have been on my list. The only reason Morelia 2 wasn't was because of these two.
Okay.
But to Matt's point, I completely agree with Matt. I love the David Beckham boots, but the Morelia 2 it's light, it's the most comfortable boot probably ever created, and also I don't think anyone in their right mind would pick a Rotero in a greatest football boots of all time list over the icon that is the Morelia 2.
I would.
Because the Morelia... Huh?
I said
What?
I would.
Well, yeah. Well, okay, fair enough. I just think my pick is the Morelia 2. I just think it is that, like, it's been around for so long, and yet it doesn't have the shade that, like, it's not an old guy football boot like the Copa Mundial has become.
This is true. That's a very
you still
good
see
point.
you still see like young cats wearing Morelia 2 because it's like they know what's up.
This is true.
That's my argument, though. I mean, both are excellent.
Colby's gonna
both
switch.
are excellent. But man, Morelia 2, dog. That is the GOAT, probably.
It is the GOAT. I
Justin,
agree.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry, but like it is.
I've known you the longest, man.
I know, dude. I know, but like to Noah's point, it's a great boot, and it just keeps gradually getting better. Like that's the thing is it's going to go on forever. It's going to inevitably get like a lighter sole plate. Noah's just like begging them to bring that lace hole back, but like eventually they're going to do it. So like I've got to go Morelia too, dude.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm just gonna leave this podcast right now.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah, should we take a moment of silence?
just like mid bracket. I'm like, F this. I'm wasting y'all's time. I'm done.
On my first pick, Montebaluna died, bro. Like just imagine how I feel right now.
It's okay. I'd probably feel worse. Okay. Vapor 8, Legend 7. I gotta go Vapor 8. Again, I think it's pinnacle. I think that other Legends did it better than the 7.
Yeah.
Okay, agreed.
Yep.
That's my pick too.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. You swayed me. Great argument.
Yeah. That's it.
Okay.
I'll buy a Legend 7, but go ahead.
Okay. Oh, we already know this one. Hypervenom Phantom 3 or Pred 25?
Hypervenom 3.
I'd probably say the Hypervenom 3. I think the Pred 25 is so good, but it's like
It's
Hypervenom
so good,
Phantom
but
3 is
Hypervenom
so good.
3, man.
It's so good.
I need to die on the hill. I'm going Pred 25. Yeah.
No, mames. Come on.
I need to do it. Oh man.
What are you saying?
Oh.
It's so close. It's so close. But honestly, this is probably one of the best boots I've ever tried as far as my foot shape goes. This is up there with the Innovation Pack. It's so close though.
Okay.
Like it's hard to say, but just because I know Colby's gonna say the Hypervenom 3 anyway.
I love the Pred 25, but yeah, I like the HV3, bro. You gotta. I think we're going to see like more improved and better iterations of the 25 if Adidas are smart. So I'm gonna go HV3 here in the hopes that like the 25 isn't the top level of where that boot ends, but I do think it's a super important boot right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
Agreed.
Okay. Mizuno Wave Cup SS Magista 1.
Oh.
Oh my god. Why are you doing this to us?
Noah already
see,
made like the best Magista argument
I
ever.
told you. Like
I
as it
hate
goes
you,
on,
Justin.
the comparisons you get are you're just like, oh my god, what is happening?
And that's my fault because I brought both of those to the table too.
Jesus.
And
It's only
Matt,
gonna
surely
get
that was on
worse.
your list as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Magista. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
I'll go wave cup.
I'm gonna go
I haven't
wave
tried
cup.
the boot.
Easy.
I think I'd rather wear a wave cup.
Andrew let
If
me
you
try
if you
his
hand me both.
on. Oh, that was.
Oh yeah, he
I
did bring
was-
him by.
I was not a big fan of it, and he let me put that on my foot, and it was like the heavens open. It was like, oh,
Man.
the wave cup is so much better than the Magista, bro.
I feel like we're not going to sway them, so I feel like we have to go Wave Cup.
Yeah, I think even despite my argument for the Magista, like as the most influential boot, this is a better football boot.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, oh my god, dude. Yeah.
All right, wave cup it is. Okay,
That
final
hurts.
ones we've got the Hypervenom Phantom 1 versus the Mania.
Okay. That's crazy. That's arguably the battle between the most recognizable boots ever.
Some of them, yes. I'm going
Yeah.
Mania.
Yeah.
The Mania. It's pinnacle bread. Like,
Again,
come on.
dude, I completely agree, but I think we are so inundated with remakes at this point. It's like,
Exactly.
like another, like we can't give it to the Mania.
Dude, we have to that's it. It's like they're like, well, the only color we're missing is the gunmetal. We know it's coming. You got 2 Hypervenoms. That's it. 2 versus 5. The Mania has, or like 7. The Mania has to win. They remade the Japan Blue twice and the
Yeah.
black launch colorways twice. That's how good the Mania is.
So the way I think about
Mania
it
is still my pick.
yeah.
Which one is your pick?
Mania is my pick still.
Oh,
I just,
thank
again, the remake thing is like annoying for me, but
No, I get it. I'm tired of it too.
Yeah, I agree with Noah. I feel like if a like remake Hypervenom came out right now versus like a remake Mania, I think more people would probably go towards the Hypervenom just because we've seen so many Manias. It's insane. But if we're going with the OGs, yeah, I think the OG Mania wins this battle for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that's how we got here, right?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
how we came back. We circled back. Or what the 24 was a spiritual successor. So yeah, Mania.
All right, last one of this one. Laser 4, Legend 5.
oh,
Legend 5.
Legend
Not even a
5.
question.
Legend 5.
Well, that didn't
No
go the way
question,
I
dude.
thought.
I love the T94, but not even a question.
Okay, Legend 4, Power Swerve. The David Beckham Power Swerve.
Legend 4.
Legend 4.
Legend 4.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, man, we're flying through this. Okay. Morelia 2 / M8, Vapor 8.
Morelia 2.
Rally 2.
What was the second option, Justin?
The Vapor 8.
Oh,
Doesn't even
really
matter,
too.
dude.
It doesn't even matter.
Okay. Oh, Noah, you're going to hate this one. Hypervenom Phantom 3, Mizuno Wave Cup SS.
I think this is where we
Oh.
I just want him to be like, my goat boot is not my goat boot.
Yeah.
I want to
man.
hear it. I want to hear it on
here's
the
thing.
pod.
Here's the thing. But again, it's like, is it my goat or is it the goat?
It's just it's
True.
Pick one. It's
it's-
essentially like you have to vote. You know, it's your vote. So would you you go into a poll? Nobody can see you. Nobody can hear you. You're gonna check.
I think the question. Yeah, I think the question goes back to what Matt said earlier. It's like if you had to pick one football boot for the rest of your life, you wore nothing else. It would be the Wave Cup.
Whoa!
my
you
gosh.
heard it here, folks. On
wow.
Bootcast podcast. First. Noah did
the
not pick
Hypervenom. The Hypervenom 1 is my favorite boot of all time. It is my favorite. I love it with every. But there are things about it that I would just be like, I'd just rather be in something that is so comfortable and so balanced and everything. I don't know, man. That's how much I love this boot. Like I just,
Dang.
it's probably the only football boot on this list that I will pick over Hypervenom 3.
Wow.
Nothing else goes above Hypervenom 3 for me.
Okay. Are we going
Yeah.
Wave Cup? Are we going Wave Cup, boys?
We're going Wave Cup.
Wave Cup.
If you hand me those two boots, I put the Wave Cup on. Done.
Okay.
Damn it.
We've got. Oh, the last one. This is another good one. This is the Mania and the Legend 5.
Legend 5.
Mania.
Legend 5.
Legend 5.
What the? Oh my god. Dude, this is... Okay, Final 4. We've got Legend 4, Morelia 2, Wave Cup SS, Legend 5. That's our Final 4.
I think we have to put Nike against Nike, Mizuno against Mizuno.
No, sir, that's not how this podcast works.
Oh.
It's Legend 4 versus Morelia 2 M8.
Oh,
Morelia
don't
2.
do this to me.
I'm going Legend 4.
I'm also going Legend 4.
All right, I'll do it. Legend
Let's
4.
How does Legend 4 beat the greatest leather boot on earth?
Okay, here's my argument.
Yeah, Matt, give me
Because
yours because you love both of those.
This makes no sense based on what I've said in the past. But when it comes down, like if this boot looked like this boot, like it would be so much better. But like the looks of this boot plus the quality you got plus when they came out, I think they were just before their time. And I can still wear them today. They might be a little bit heavy in comparison to a M8, but like they're still just some high quality leather boots. And I think I think this is like, I don't know, it's like voting to my kids again. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Like,
But you did, and you
But I
picked
did.
Legend 4.
I think the only reason why I'm not as hung up about this as I probably should be is that the Wave Cup is still in the running.
Yes.
That's the only reason
yeah.
I'm not as mad.
and
But-
yeah, this gets
go
us
ahead.
not to have Mizuno against Mizuno. You know,
Yeah.
that would have been a cop out.
Okay. Well, while Noah's fixing his camera.
I'm just plugging it in. It was dying.
Oh, okay.
Man,
Oh,
that
good.
sucked.
Wave Cup SS, Legend 5. See, this is hard because
These would probably be my top two. If you had put Legend 5 against Morelia 2, I would have picked Legend 5.
yeah. So we're at the Legend 5, which is Pinnacle Legend, versus the Wave Cup SS, which is arguably Pinnacle Mizuno.
Wave Cup for me. It's by that much. And the only reason is because, again, I can't pick anything over the Wave Cup if I've already picked that over the Hyper Venom.
That's true.
That's true. Yeah. it's
I'm gonna go Wave Cup just because I already picked this, and this is my favorite tempo, so I have to pick Wave Cup, or else it'd just be an easy win.
See, I've got to go Tempo 5. I mean, see, the hard part is I haven't like actually tried and played in the Wave Cup, but I understand like how good it is based off of like you and Andrew, and I think even Justin tried them on. Andrew brought them over, but so like I've seen them. This is tough, dude, because Legend 5 is my favorite. It's my favorite Tempo. Justin, help me.
Dude,
Where are you going? Where are you going?
I'm going to save you right here, and I'm going to drown your boot like you did the Rotero. We're going Wave Cup SS, bro. Get out of here. Come on. That's
All
not
right.
even... No, Kobe, I can't pick... Come on, man. It's a Legend 5.
It's true.
Come on. All right, final boot. I think we know the winner. It's the Legend 4 versus the Wave Cup SS.
Wave Cup.
Legend. Oh, Wave Cup. That's what I was going to say. Are we going Wave Cup SS?
Wave Cup SS.
Wow.
I will say I'm gonna die on the hill, and I'm gonna pick Legend 4.
Okay,
But that's
Matt.
just because I love the Legend 4, man. I cannot let it die like that.
And then
Damn.
for our third place boot, would you guys go Morelia 2 or Legend 5?
Really,
Legend
too.
Legend 5.
What?
Yep.
Yeah, Legend 5 for Morelia.
All right.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. It only took us about an hour 40 to get through it. The Mizuno Wave Cup SS is the official GOAT boot for the Bootcast podcast. Huge thank you to Mr. Noah Kavanaugh for joining us and for showing off all of his collection and giving us his knowledge. Go check out his page. We'll link it in the description. But I feel like 99% of you who watch this podcast know Noah's podcast.
Oh, for sure.
Noah, tell the people where they can find you.
At Noah.Kavanaugh on Instagram, at Noah Kavanaugh on YouTube.
You're not plugging Twitter anymore, man? That makes me sad.
Nah, I don't even use it anymore. It was like 3 days, and then I was like, yeah, nah.
Fair enough. Matt,
I'd rather
Where-
I'd
oh,
rather
go
people
ahead.
subscribe to the email list, which is like my news. I
Yeah.
do two
Plug it in.
emails a week. Yeah. Just
Okay.
on my website, noahkavanaugh.com.
Let's go. Go subscribe,
Sweet.
guys. No, Matt, where can people find you?
You can find me at Burns Boots on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.
Colby?
You guys can find me at Kid with Kolbs on Instagram and on YouTube.
You can find me at Texas Cleat Collector on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok, where I'm constantly missing crossbars. You can find us at BootcastPod. And go down to the comments and let us know, what's your GOAT boot? Do you agree with us? Did you like the format? Do you want to see more of these? And while you're down there, hit comment or hit like, hit subscribe, turn on the notification bell. And as always, if you like what you've seen and you want to see more, click down here to see more. Peace.